Okay, hello everybody. So today's a pretty fun review. Uh, I decided to show you guys um, a 2018 calendar. So this is the one that I'm speaking about. It's basically with cars, um, and you can see that on the cover they chose a green car. Okay, so let's start off with speaking a bit about just the overall calendar itself. I would call this a medium-sized calendar. Um, the nice thing about this calendar is that it's small enough to put like on a fridge if you want, but also large enough for you to see everything clearly because it's if you look at the actual dates, they're very large, so you can write stuff down there. Like let's say for example, January 12th, or let's say like January Saturday the 13th, like over here. Like let's say you had like an appointment to go to, like a doctor's appointment. Well, actually, you would probably make it for the 13th, but then you'd probably have to call back and cancel and then push the appointment to the 15th on a Monday because Saturday, most likely the doctor's closed. Oh, actually, and then on the Monday, you call back again and cancel it because actually on the 15th of Monday, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So that might be a holiday. I'm not really sure. Um, so then what you do is you push it back to Tuesday the 16th, which is a great day because apparently that's when the new moon is. And health and the new moon and regeneration, that probably goes together really well. So I would definitely, if you have any doctor's, okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is if you have any doctor's appointments, I would probably recommend Tuesday the 16th of January because the new moon is then. Um, but if there's like if it's not a serious issue and you don't need to make an appointment then, you could also wait till Wednesday, January the 24th because there's something called the first quarter moon. It's like a half a moon, which is still pretty health oriented. Um, so that's basically like what I'm talking about as far as like size wise. It's a really nice size. And plus, let's face it, most people enjoy looking at pictures of cars, so that's why I chose this one. It's a nice one. It's very unoffensive. Think about it this way. Somebody comes to your house and they see the calendar. They're not going to be like, "Oh, what's that calendar with cars? That's stupid." People like cars, you know? So it's also a crowd pleaser, I guess what I'm trying to say. Okay, so well, let's start off with let's just show off some of these cars. Like, why are we doing this review on a calendar and not talking about the cars? Let's look at the car. Oh, wow. It actually goes back. This is interesting. This actually goes back to December. So in a way, it has like a month before 2018 just to prep you to sort of get the juices flowing because it's sort of like dramatic to go straight into 2018. This gives you a bit of leeway. You have like basically a month to prepare for the new year. This is the December portion is probably a good portion to also maybe write down some New Year's resolutions, preparing you for the new year. Um, like that might be someone's New Year's resolution to have a white car. You know what I mean? With really spiky rims or whatever that is. That could be something somebody likes. It's got the mean sort of like headlights. They kind of look like they're squinting a bit, so that's something to look forward to in the new year. Um, I'll admit I don't want to act like some sort of car expert. I'm not the biggest car expert in the world, but I do know quite a lot about cars. I mean, you can just clearly tell this is an Aston Martin though because of just the way it flows. Like it starts here and then it goes here and then it goes here like that. I mean, that's classic Aston Martin right there. And yeah, that's a 2015 model right there because you can just see by this area there. That's a good way to start this calendar, I think, because I mean, it's a white car, and then you got the lines. You got the New Year's resolution section here. So I mean, it's all there. It's all there. Now, so here you are buying this calendar, and then after you've had this whole month of December to prepare, it all hits you and you realize you're into the new year, 2018. Now remember, 2018, the first month of January, that's when you make your doctor's appointment. So it was the 16th, Tuesday the 16th of January. That's the most recommended date. Now I know, once again, I'm going to reiterate, I know a lot of people might have accidentally made the appointment on the 13th, but it is a Saturday, so please cancel those appointments and go right towards the 16th. Remember, skip the 15th because that's Martin Luther King Day, and I'm not sure if all offices are open that day. Okay. Now, let's say you've had a good January. You went to all your doctor's appointments. Your health is good. I hope your health is good. I hope everyone's health is good. My one wish for everyone for 2018 is that everyone's healthy. Okay, so January's done with. You got all your checkups done. You know, you're clean all the way through. Then what we have after that is February. So February is sort of a tricky month. You know, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. It's the second month of the year. January, you know, you're kind of motivated to do everything, and then February can be tricky. But I mean, you got a picture of this like sort of grayish colored Nissan. So that'll really pep things up though, because see, that's why I like this calendar. See, this is smart. You want to have a car like this Nissan 370Z because that really sort of like changes things up for February, you know? It seems like a month that's kind of sluggish, and then you see that, and then you're back on track. Basically what I'm trying to say. Now, you can clearly see this is a 370Z right here, just by the lines, and also it's got the trademark sort of invisible license plate. This actually only shows during certain angles. See, if you see here in the picture, it actually, you can't even really tell that there's like a number on there, but depending on how you look at it, you can sort of see it. Honestly, no matter what angle you look at it, it almost looks invisible, but that's sort of a trademark of this car. It's something, I'm not really sure if that's legal or not, but it is what it is. That's the trademark of that car. I'll be honest with you, this Nissan 370Z, out of all the cars in this calendar, that's a tiny little car. It's a really tiny, like from the picture, it just looks so tiny. It looks like I could just kick it. But I don't recommend doing that, but I practice nonviolence. Okay, so let's say you've gotten through February. Now, anybody who gets through January with all your doctor's appointments and then February, I applaud you. Those are tough months to get by. You got, for a lot of people, cold weather. You got the pressure of a lot of doctor's appointments. So if you can make it through those months, I applaud you. Because March, things start to sort of like really warm up. Because, weather-wise, and also, March is, the beginning of spring. And of course, that's the kind of picture you see there for March. Look at this ridiculous looking car. Doesn't even look like a car. What the hell? What is that? I mean, that just looks like some sort of spaceship. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on here. Um, I can't even say it. I'm not even gonna comment on that car because I don't know what the hell that thing is. So, um, I would not recommend any doctor's appointments in March, because because I don't see. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't see any new moons in March. Oh, no, no, that's not true. There's a new moon on the 17th of March. But once again, you can make the appointment then, but then you'll have to cancel them because, in fact, the 17th of March is actually a Saturday. So make the appointment, but then cancel it. And then I would put the appointments on Tuesday, March the 20th. It's a spring equinox. That has a sort of flavor that will get you where you need to go. So yeah, I would say that's the day you want to make most of your appointments. And also Tuesday is a very non-threatening day. Um, Now keep in mind, this is where things get interesting because spring is here and we're warming up a little bit. Now I'm kind of curious what kind of car is going to be. Like what do you think of as an April car? I'm not really sure what it's going to be. Oh, nice. That's a classic. Bright yellow for spring. Okay, that's a great choice for that's a really great choice for April. It's a Shelby GTO. Look at that beautiful thing. Now that's a classic car. Look at that. Huh? Not much I need to say about that. That's just classic right there all the way. Hmm? Got the stripes. That's a mean looking car. No complaints about this car at all. Um, so what do we have for April? Um, so on the 1st is when a lot of people like to do little jokes and stuff. I'm not really into that because think about it this way. April 1st, they say it's April Fool's, but then April 2nd, they say it's Easter Monday. So do you really want to mix Jesus in with silly jokes? It's a little distasteful. I don't know about that. Um, I would say that April is a pretty easy month to get through. There's not much going on. I don't see many dates here. Once again, you'll be really screwed if you want to make any sort of doctor's appointments because the full moon is actually on the 15th of April. Once again, it's a Saturday, so you're getting screwed over again. I don't know what's with all these new moons on weekends. I wonder if new moons are typically on weekends. This is very strange. I've never seen anything quite like this. Mm. On April 25th, there's something called Administrative Professionals Day. Not really sure what that is, but you could make probably all your doctor's appointments on that day. So I would just stick with that for that. Wow. This is a lot to get through. Like I have to get through May, June, July. This is so much to get through. This video might be over an hour long. Jeez. Okay, let's get to May. Let's just try to hurry this up a bit. I just want to say one more time though. Remember that if you go back to January, please, please, please avoid any doctor's appointments on the 13th because it is a Saturday. I don't want an influx of cancellations from all the medical centers, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so back to May. Now, you're going to like this. You are definitely going to like May because who doesn't like red convertibles? Look at that. A red convertible. Look at that thing. Huh? Yeah. Not bad, right? Um, I guess this is called a Thunderbird Sports Roadster. Um, it's from 1963, and oh, this is the month we'll be looking for, May. I think this might end up being the best month of the year because the new moon is on the 15th, which is a Tuesday. That is literally the perfect day to do all your doctor's appointments. Tuesday is a very non-threatening day. Oh, this is perfect. I can't believe May ended up being such a great month. You got Mother's Day on the 13th, which is sweet, and then you get to enjoy that time with your mom. And then on the 15th, you just do all your doctor's appointments. This is great. This is absolutely great. I would say so far May has been the surprise hit so far of this calendar. Wow. Okay. So let's see what June has in store. Where is June? Where is June? Nope. No. A lot of ads. A lot of ads. There we go. We got June. Okay. June. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm going to skip June because if you look at June here, this is what it has displayed. I don't know what this is, to tell you the truth. This doesn't look like any sort of drivable vehicle. Maybe this is some sort of like I'm going to take this as a hint that maybe June should just be skipped over. So, June, I would say so far in this review, June has been the worst month so far because, I mean, it doesn't even have a picture of a car. I don't even know what to say about that. Okay, July. Oh, this is ridiculous. July is ridiculous. Look at the picture of this car. What the hell is that? That looks like a plane ready to take off, huh? What is this thing? Look at it. This thing is huge. They call this a 1970s Plymouth Superbird Roadrunner. That is ridiculous. Unbelievable. So in this month, your doctor's appointments will be Thursday, the 12th of July. That's when a new moon is, and it's a Thursday. Keep in mind, Thursday is not as non-threatening as Tuesday, but it's still doable. People start getting a little bit more edgy on Thursday because it's close to Friday, so their energy sort of revs up a little bit. So you might have some pushing and shoving at the doctor's office, some swearing. Just ignore that. Try to keep centered. The one thing that I wanted to say about this is that it's very important to stay centered during these doctor's appointments. You go in there, you give them usually like your card, your medical card or whatever you give them. Just try to sit down afterwards and just relax. If anybody's being sort of hasty and sort of like aggressive, just try to keep centered and balanced because you remember it's a Thursday and people are getting a bit riled up. I don't want people to just going crazy. Especially if I recommend that everybody does their appointment. This is the one thing I kind of fear. If I recommend everyone does their appointments on this Thursday, what if there's so many people at these doctor's offices that the crowd of people gathered around gets people too aggressive? I don't want to start some sort of riot. If I sense that there's too much rioting going on, I might have to take down the video because I don't want to cause any sort of violence. I practice nonviolence. I believe in that you should try to work things out. So hopefully hopefully there's only a couple of fights at the doctor's office. I don't want more than you have to understand if there's a couple of arguments and fights, I can't be blamed for that because on average there's going to be some arguments and fights. But if there's too many, if there's like more than 2 or 3 per office, I would probably blame it on me. Okay. Wow, this is really retro. August is going to surprise all of you. Now, if you remember somewhere before there was like this spaceship looking car. This goes the other way. Look at this fella here. Now that's just a classic sort of old style car there, right? This one is a 1915 Ford Model T. I believe that might be the first type of car ever created, I believe. That's really interesting. Hmm. Um August looks like a pretty easy month to get through, to tell you the truth. Not much is going on here. Ah, ah, jeez. Well, the full moon's on the 11th, and that's a Saturday, so this month screwed you over. Um, okay, so for this month, I'm not going to recommend any Thursday doctor's appointments. So if the 11th is a Saturday and you can't do that on a full moon, just, you know what? Make your appointments for Monday the 13th. Now, I know normally recommend Tuesday because it's a very non-threatening day. So you probably wonder what makes Monday a little bit more threatening than Tuesday. You have to understand the psychology of this. So people have their doctor's appointments, right? Um, the thing is, you know how I was saying Thursday is a bit more threatening because it's like people start building up the energy for Friday. Um, the thing is, Monday, people bring in all their energy from the weekend, so they're still sort of sizzled up a bit and riled up. But by Tuesday, people really sort of like calm down. So that's the difference between Monday and Tuesday. So I typically recommend Tuesday, but I've been recommending so many Tuesdays. This month, let's do a Monday the 13th just to change things up and balance things out a little bit. So for August, do most of your doctor's appointments on August the 13th, and we'll have a good productive month. So let's just keep that positivity going for the next month. Okay. So how are we doing in time? Okay, we're only at 22 minutes. That's not bad. Okay. Okay. So September. Oh, now, okay. See, now we're getting somewhere. I gotta say, I'm not like the biggest car guy in the world, but come on. Really? Look at that. You can't go wrong. Some people say Porsche, some people say Porsche. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna get into a big debate over that because to tell you the truth, call it whatever the hell you want. You can call this car a Mama Boo Bujiji. I don't really care what you call this car. Call it whatever you want. Um, it's very strange how we get in arguments over such silly things like how to pronounce something, right? I mean, silly. This goes back to the whole Thursday thing, you know? I bet you if you went to a doctor's appointment on a Thursday, I guarantee you there's at least a couple of fights on the pronunciation of Porsche and Porsche. Guarantee you there's at least a couple of fights. Me, if you told me it's a Porsche or a Porsche, I wouldn't correct you. I would be like, oh, that's a Porsche or a Porsche. It doesn't matter to me. But since it is a Thursday and people are riled up, be careful. If you go to the doctor's on a Thursday, please don't mention that you drive a Porsche. Just leave it out of conversation. Save that for a Tuesday. If you go to the doctor's on a Tuesday, talk about your Porsche all day long. It doesn't matter. No one will fight you on a Tuesday. It doesn't happen. I've never seen a fight, like as far as the pronunciation of a Porsche or a Porsche on a Tuesday. It just doesn't happen. Who would do that on a Tuesday? If it's a Thursday, keep quiet. I don't want this coming down on me, okay? Okay. So September, easy month. Let's see what we got next. October. Wow, this is an interesting month, October. This is a very interesting car. Check out this car. Huh. Okay, so this car, aviation inspired 1960 C1 Tribute Corvette. Okay. It's definitely aviation inspired because it kind of just looks like a plane. I get that. I get that a lot. I understand completely. Um, Whoa. Okay, this month is sort of like a uh wow. I was gonna say a but I don't want to. This is a non-cursing channel, but it's a mind f, you know, because look at this. let's just like look at a bit of details about October. This is all fine with the airplane car, but on Monday the 8th is the new moon. So you think perfect time to make appointments, but it's also Thanksgiving Day. You're screwed. You're screwed. So I guess, wow. This might be the worst month of the year because how do you have the new moon on Thanksgiving? A Monday. So no doctor's appointments. So you're supposed to give thanks. Imagine you're sitting there at the dinner table with your family. Oh, I'm thankful for not being able to go to my doctor's appointment today. How are you supposed to stay thankful on a day like that? Because you know you're supposed to make your appointments. It's a new moon. That's the day you make your doctor's appointments and you can't make them. And I'm supposed to sit at the dinner table looking all thankful when I just got screwed over. I mean, well, I'm sorry guys, but I'm just going to skip over that month. That's not good. Okay, so November. This is a weird choice for November. I don't know why, but this card doesn't have a very November kind of vibe to me. It's a Dodge Challenger. This is a pretty sort of, standard sort of like car of that genre. But nothing wrong with this Dodge Challenger. It's a great car, but it's not really a November kind of car. November is a weird month. I would keep an eye on November because this is the month that has the highest potential for danger. You're talking about, like, let's say for example, you had a doctor's appointment on a Thursday of this month. This is a scary situation. So you have like a multitude of things. So let's say you have an appointment on a Thursday and you're talking about Porsches, which I don't recommend, but let's say you do. Here's the added layer that you probably never even thought of. November is the month of the Scorpio. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. Thursdays, talking about Porsches and Scorpios. That is literally the worst combination of things. If you get anything from this video, please, 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 in November, don't make your appointment on a Thursday. And please don't talk about cars. Actually, you know what? You can talk about cars, just not Porsches or Porsches. Don't do that. Why would you do it? You've had a good year. You've made it all the way to November. Now you want to ruin your whole year with a stupid argument. You're talking about the month of the Scorpio. Have you ever gotten in an argument with a Scorpio? Please don't do it. Please. I know these reviews are all fun and games. I'm reviewing calendars and ha ha ha. This is not something to joke around about. No doctor's appointments and no talking about cars in November, for the love of all that's sacred. Please. I'm done with this month. And now, it's Christmas time. Again, I don't know about this green colored car. That doesn't well, actually no, it's green. Yeah, no, I take it back. Green, red, Christmas. That's a perfect color. Okay, that's a perfect choice. And as you can see by that Peace logo, it is a Mercedes. It's a 2018 Mercedes. Okay. So, well, I mean, there's not much I need to really say about December. Everyone knows what this is all about. This is probably a happy time for people. You got kids looking forward to presents. I would recommend for December, if you have kids and they have the flu or they're sick, keep the doctor's appointments. Well, let me see first of all when there's a full moon. Okay, this is tricky. In December, the full moon. No, actually, no, sorry, not a full moon. The new moon. Big difference. The new moon is actually on Friday the 7th. Okay, here's a loophole in this. I would never recommend you making doctor's appointments on a Friday. You know how I said Thursday people are riled up? Well, Friday is literally insanity. You never do doctor's appointments then. But here's a loophole in this. It's December. This is Christmas. People are actually in a good mood. In this month, you can make doctor's appointments on any day of the week. It doesn't even matter. On this month, you could even talk about Porsches on a Thursday or a Friday at your doctor's appointment. It doesn't matter. No one will get in a fight with you during Christmas season over Porsches. They just won't. This is your own. This December is basically your free month where you can just talk about Porsches all month long and no one will argue with you. So just take advantage of it. I would suggest making more appointments and talking about the Porsches more often just to feel liberated. The whole year you've been holding it in, and December you can just basically go willy-nilly whatever you want. Anybody you meet, talk about your Porsche. It's going to be a fun conversation. It's Christmas. People are in the Christmas mood. They're going to enjoy it. If there's anything you take away from this calendar review, remember that, we're all in this together, okay? But be smart about it. Be smart about your decisions. When you make your doctor's appointments, when you talk about your cars, when you take your children to the doctor. Remember, though, you can take your children anytime in December. It's fine. And as a just a sort of a roundup conclusion to this video, because it is over 31 minutes. So now keep in mind 2018 is a year of change, because it's a new year. So I hope I wasn't too pushy with this video. You guys can leave a comment, because yes, it's a year of change, and I gave you very specific instructions when to make your doctor's appointments and when to do this. I don't want to seem too pushy. At the end of the day, you do whatever is comfortable for you. I just wanted to give you a fun little review of this calendar, and that was basically my only real goal. Any other advice I gave you, take it if you want or not. I just wanted to have a fun little calendar review, and I really hope that helped. I feel really good that I did this video. Now remember, if you have any questions about when you want to make your doctor's appointments or anything like that, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I really genuinely hope you guys have a great 2018. And this was a good video for you guys to enjoy. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day and take care. Bye.